So 20.5 wide. No, I'm sorry, tall. And I think I measured 29.25 wide. Yeah, 29.5. 29.5 wide. All right, there are a couple methods of doing this. They make a scoring knife specifically for plexiglass. I have one somewhere. Can't find it right now. Circular saw with a specific acrylic cutting blade. Have one of those. No idea where it currently is. Then you have a razor blade where you can score it and put it on a nice sharp straight edge and crack it off. So I think first what we're going to do is see what a standard circular saw blade does. We got some scrap out here that I don't plan on using for anything else. So we'll just give her a little cut with our safety glasses on, because this stuff's going to fly everywhere. And hopefully it cuts it decently well and doesn't chip it up too bad. If it does chip it up, we're going to stop and we're going to go with the razor blade and snap it off method with a solid karate chop. But let's try the saw first. I think we're going to run with that. Oh yeah, she's a little chippy, but not bad for this. Good enough. Good enough. We'll put that nice clean factory edge at the top. So let's see, if we had some sandpaper, it'd be nice to hit those sides there, or even better, like a random orbital sander. But my life is still in boxes, so we're not going to do that. The scoring knife for this is a V. So I usually just make several passes with the razor blade like this. Maybe at a couple different angles. You want to put your cut marks to the top because you're going to push down here. And you're probably a lot smarter if you put on a pair of gloves, because these edges can be pretty sharp on the old skin. I know it's going to get scratched up because those tracking controls that move your tracks forward and reverse. They kind of stick forward to the glass, kind of set up toward the front of the cab, so your feet are constantly on the glass. And glass is a lot more scratch resistant than plexiglass or acrylic, be it Lexan, plexiglass, whatever. But it'll be all right. I find myself using this excavator to do much more clearing with trees and whatnot. I'm gonna build a cage over the windshield, because this piece of glass probably isn't that expensive relatively from Sany, but I guarantee that top piece that pivots up over your head out of the way, I guarantee that piece is expensive, and I don't want to replace that. The cold weather isn't helping this protective paper come off very easily. And if you do get scratches in acrylic, all you gotta do is take your little hand torch and run it over it, and it'll clear right back up. So if you do something like this and you do take a piece of sandpaper to the edges of it, or the edges and the corners, which I'll eventually do with this, you're gonna essentially frost it with a piece of sandpaper. Frost the edges. If you do it with the paper on, you'll do a little bit less of it, but then the paper is going to be a little more difficult to get off. But anyway, if you do end up frosting some of this clear side and you don't want it to be frosted like that or sanded, you just take your torch and you just run a torch over it a couple times and it'll just smooth right back up. Well, that'll do it. I think that's good enough. Well, let's get back to work.